Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody. Last time we took on Scenario 1 of Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Today we're going to be taking on Scenario 2, A Hole in the Wall. Last time we kind of had a bit of an introductory, which made the video a little long. This one may or may not be as long, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're just going to jump right into this with the introduction. The tracks are easy to spot. Vermlings have never been known for their subtlety. You follow the scratching and indicators of a body being dragged. You follow the scratching and indicators of a body being dragged until you find yourself approaching the walls of Gloomhaven. The sun is very low, but something isn't right. That isn't just a shadow cast across a lower section of the wall. It's a hole. The vermlings have made a nest for themselves by burrowing into the wall itself. How industrious. You crouch low and try to sneak closer, but they must have guards watching the entrance. There's a shrill shrieking, and then a number of vermlings jump from the dark, brandishing their dull, poorly made weapons. No choice now but to defend yourself. Luckily, you managed to get your second wind, but you will definitely need a nice long bath after this ordeal. Special rules. Make sure each character has swapped out 2 of their ability cards marked A for the B cards of the same name, so their starting hand still consists of 6 cards. Remember to flip over any ability card for the Vermling Raiders at the start of each round for the characters after characters have chosen their cards. So we are now introducing enemy ability cards. So we're going to grab out our Vermling Raider ability cards here, which are still on top, which is good. Raider, Vermling Raider. Okay, I'll get those in there. We need to swap out our things for ones of the same name. I believe in the rules it tells us which ones we're supposed to swap. But maybe we can just find the ones we're supposed to do. Flaming Sickle, I have Blinding Sickle. It said of the same name, so you should have to find ones that are the same name. I'm just going to try and line these up here so I can... Oh, well, we've got Flaming Sickle here. So maybe Flaming Sickle was one of them. So Flaming Sickle. So we get Flaming Sickle B. And what else do we got here? Desert Knight is that one. And Desert Knight B. Okay. So those are our new cards. We're just going to put these upside down on the back here so we know that they've been used. And we're going to do the same for the hatchets. Get our B cards with the same name. So we have got B, Closer Cuts, is that one? We've got B, Closer Cuts. Oh, Close Cut. Oh, but we have 2. Oh, well, that's Close Cuts 1. So Close Cuts. And Center Mass is here. So we also have B, Center Mass. Okay, and we're going to throw those A's upside down on the bottom so that we know they've been used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's that other Close Cuts? That was the one. So that we know they've been used. Perfect. Okay, we are now set up. And we also have our Vermling Raider ability cards, which are going to now determine their movement as well as their attacks. If this card does not say that they move, they do not move. But all the modifiers on here, I believe, have draws for them. That's kind of how we interpreted it, and I think we were playing that incorrectly when we played our scenario last time. So let's set our guys up here. We'll put our things down there, that there, and we are good to start Scenario 2. So I forgot to put a coin on this spot. So, coins and treasures are now a thing. According to the rules, you're not supposed to set up this bottom section until after you come through the gate, but because there are enough pieces, we're just going to set it up. In order to get coins, you either have to use a ability that allows you to loot the space that you're on, or if you are on a space at the end of a round, you automatically loot what's on it. So let's see what we got here. Our new abilities are Flaming Sickle, which is an attack of 3 at range of 2 and gives a pull of 1. So it allows us to pull an enemy 1 hex closer to us. Also loot 1. Our other one was Desert Knight. We now have an attack of 2. Target 1 enemy within 2 hexes, and we gain Disarm, which means that they cannot attack, and it is removed at the end of the next turn. So, what do we want to use? Where are we? We're in the back row we've seemed to set ourselves up at. This is a move of 6, which is pretty crazy, but as you can see down on the bottom right of this card here, if we use this card, it is automatically discarded into the lost pile, which is not good. It would give us 1 less card to go through the round. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to use that attack of 3, is what I would say if we were 1 hex closer, to bring an opponent closer to us. I think we're going to... Do I have a smaller movement? I don't. I think we're just going to use this movement of 3. But that immobilize would be nice. So we could use this movement of 4 and then attack with 3. Attack 2, range of 2, and immobilize. Attack 3, immobilize. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do 14. Let's see what we got with the hatchet here. Let's see what our new hatchet abilities are. So we've got move 3, push 2. So we can move in front of an enemy and push it 2 hexes away. And we also have an attack of 3 at range of 3. 1 enemy suffers 3 damage plus modifier. We've also got close cuts, which now does an attack of 3 to all enemies in the targeted area, which they are not close enough, so we wouldn't be able to do that. But what we can do, and I think this would be pretty interesting, is that, where was that push? Push of 2. So I need to find something on the top that lets me move. I don't have any tops that let me move. That won't work. I was going to say we could use this. Oh, but it's move 3, push 2. So this will absolutely work. So we're going to use this one, and then we're going to use this attack of 3 at range of 3. So we're going 24. So it's going to go Redguard, Hatchet, Vermling, which is already set up. So our Redguard's going to go first. We are going to do a 1, 2. We only need to move 2. Oh, this is at range though. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our move 4. We are going to move 1, 2, 3. Kind of on the edge here. We're going to move in front of this Vermling here, and then we're going to use our attack of 3 plus our modifier of -1. So he's going to take 2 damage, but he's also going to be immobilized until the end of the next turn. So he's not going to be able to move, but he can still attack us, but he can't move. So I should have done that at range, but that's okay. So he is immobilized. That is number 3. And we also did 2 points of damage to him. Now, next up is going to be, didn't mean to throw that out of the bin. Next up is going to be the hatchet. And we are going to use our move 3, push 2. We're going to move 1, 2. We're going to push this enemy 2 spaces into this trap here, which is going to damage it for 3 damage. And that is number 5. It's going to take 3 damage. And then we're going to use our attack of 3 at range of 3 plus our modifier. So we are going to, well, we could probably take either of these guys out. Regardless of what happens, one of them's going to attack the Redguard next turn. So I think we're just going to try and take number 5 out here, it doesn't really matter. It's going to get attacked regardless. So we're going to draw our modifier for an attack of 3 plus 0. So this guy is going to, this is 5, right? This guy's going to die because he only has 5 HP. And that is going to end our turn. And it is now going to go to the Vermling's turn. So we have to do this in order. This Vermling is going to move 1 towards us. These guys aren't going to move because we haven't actually broken through the gate yet. So this guy is going to move next. He is going to be attacking. Oh, I was supposed to draw this. He's going to be attacking our red guard here. He cannot move, but he is going to be attacking at range of 4, which actually means he's going to end up attacking our hatchet, because the game rules explicitly say that these monsters are supposed to be somewhat intelligent, and by attacking the red guard, he'd be giving himself disadvantage. So he's going to be attacking the hatchet at -1, +1, so 0 damage to the hatchet. And that's going to end our round. We're going to go into the next round here. So let's see what we still got here. Our red guard can probably take this guy out. We could, oh, and because it's the end of the turn, we get to pick up this gold here. So because it's the end of the turn, or sorry, because we're beside this guy, we could attack him and then move. 1 adjacent enemy suffers 2 damage. 2 adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. Attack 3 at 2 range. He's a little far away. I wouldn't be able to do that. But we can probably take number 3 out. This is, oh, it says until, yeah, but he went, so this is gone. We could, oh, I have no movement except for this one here, which I don't want to use because I don't want to have to discard it. So it looks like we're not going to be moving at all this turn. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to do an attack to try and kill this guy, which means we have to do an attack of 2. Or we could do the bottom attack of 2. Bottom attack of 2, top attack of 2 will probably guarantee us a kill. So we're going to go 38. And then for the hatchet, we're going to try and get closer to number 2 over there. So I think we're going to use this move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will get us beside him. Or 1, 2. Do I have a move 3 by chance? I have a move 4, but I would have to discard. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use this move 5, but not actually move 5 probably. And then we're going to end up using this range of 2 because it could be up to 2 enemies. That's actually an interesting premise because I could potentially kill number 3. So if we could move, well, we'd have to discard the card, and I don't really want to do that. So I think we're just going to not worry about attacking more than 1 guy. Up to 2 enemies. Up to, so we don't have to attack 2 enemies. Okay, so we're going to go 18, 64. So it's going to go hatchet, red guard, and then the Vermling. So the hatchet's going to go first. So we're going to do our move up to 5. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Is it within 2 or within 3? Within 3. So we're going to come to the gold here. And then we are going to do our attack of 2 within range of 3 against this guy here, number 2, with our modifier of +1. So he is going to take 3 damage. That was number 2. And then that's going to end the hatchet's turn. It is now the red guard's turn. We are going to do our attack of 2, 1 adjacent enemy, attack of 2 plus modifier of -1. So he takes 1 damage. And then we're going to do our attack of 2 plus modifier as well as disarm +0. He takes 2 damage, which is going to defeat number 3. And that is going to end this phase. It's going to go on to the Vermlings, which I did not draw an attack for. They are going to be doing Spiked Pit. an attack of +0 at a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't hit the red guard, so he's going to be going after the hatchet. Create 1 3 damage trap in adjacent empty hex closest to the enemy. So it's not stupid enough to put a trap right in front of it, so the trap's going to end up over here. He does not move towards us. However, he is attacking the hatchet at a +0, -1. So we take 0 damage from that vermling, and that is going to end this round. So we have 2 cards left for each person. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to try. I still have no movement for the red guards, so can I get an attack off? Do I have anything? I don't, so we're just going to have to. We're really not going to be doing anything here. We can't move anywhere. We can't get any attacks off. We haven't introduced our sub things here yet, so we're not going to do that. What I am going to do is we're going to hit this at a 25. So it's going to be hatchet, red guard, and then the vermlings once again. The hatchet is going to go first. I forgot to take this gold from the end of the round last time there. So we're going to move 2, and we are going to deal 1 damage to this vermling. So he is now at 4 damage. He has 1 health left. And then we're going to do our attack of 3. All enemies in the targeted area suffer 3 damage. Plus modifier. Our modifier of +1. He is going to take 4 damage, which is going to kill him. And that is going to clear out the top part of this. It's going to bring us to the red guard, who cannot move because we have no movement. We just have loot, heal, as well as attacks. So I guess the red guard's turn is passed since it can't do anything. We now have to randomly discard a card from each guy. Heal and range. That's okay. Now, if you do discard a card that you wanted to use into your lost pile, you are allowed to take 1 hit point of damage to potentially get that card back. Attack 2 up to 2 enemies. Now, this one isn't a bad card. And it's our +1 to all attacks. This is a good time to explain what I just explained. I am going to take 1 damage, and I'm going to keep this card. So we are now getting rid of our loot and our attack 3, but we get to keep that one, which an attack of 2 up to 2 targets I just think is a better option. So now we are going to go into the next phase. We're going to try and come down and open up this door here. And really we just have to move into place in order to do that. We could do a move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have an adjacent attack? All my attacks are ranged attacks. So moving 5 would probably be too much. 1, 2, 3. I don't have a 4 on immobilize. I could do a 2, which would just open up the door, which would be okay. But I would rather move into the space. Move 3, push 2, but we aren't going to be able to move. But I think we are going to do that move 3. I think that's actually a good choice. And then we're going to do an attack of 3 plus modifier up to 3 hexes away. And our red guard, we need to choose for him. So we're going to have to move because we're going to have to get in so we can help. And then do we have any range attacks? An attack of 3 at range 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be on the door. But we're going to be moving after the vermlings, so this might actually be beneficial to us. It is going to end up being hatchet, vermling, and then red guards. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our... Oh, these are basically the exact same thing. Move 3 and immobilize, or move 3 and push, and then attack 3 at range of 3. So it doesn't matter which one we use, because they're both move 3 and they're both attack 3. So I guess we're going to use our center mass to use our move 3. So we're going to go 1, 2. This gate is now open. You're supposed to put one of these little exclamation points on here to note that the gate's open. And we're going to use our third movement to come over here. Now, the way the rules specify this is that as soon as a gate is open, enemies attack. But I'm assuming that's after the player finishes. Regardless of the turn order, once a gate is open, enemies attack. But they're going to be going next anyway. And then we're going to use our attack of 3 for range of 3 against number 4 here, plus our modifier of +2. So he is going to take 5 damage, which is going to kill him. So we just have 1 enemy left. We want to try and get down here and get this treasure before we take out this final guy, because any treasure left on the map is just left. It doesn't automatically get given to you. So the Vermling Raiders are next. So he is just going to move 1 towards us. And that's not even true, because there is a thing here. So he's at a move of +1 and heal 3 to himself. So he is at a move of 1 +0. So he's going to move +1. He's going to heal 3, but he has taken no damage yet. It is now the red guard's turn. We're going to move 4, which is going to bring us 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to bring us onto the gate. And then I was going to do an attack of 2 against this guy here, but we ended up killing him. So I guess that's just the end of that. So we're going to move on to the next phase here. Enemy is going to be doing a parry at a move of +0 and attack of -1 plus disarm. So we now need to move a little bit. I think we're just going to try and start taking this guy out. So we're going to do our move of 6, even though we're going to have to discard. I might even make him come down here onto the treasure. But I might have our hatchet do that, because if I move 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to want to use one of these. I'm going to want to use one of these immobilize. But I do want to go after... Well, at least after the hatchet. I don't know if the hatchet has anything less than 14. It doesn't, so I'm going to have to do the 90 first, because I want to get the hatchet down onto here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I can do. I have a movement of 5. And I will have an attack of 2 at range 3, which should be okay. I shouldn't kill it. The highest I have is a ×2, which would only do 4 damage, so it would have 1 damage left. So we're going to go there. So it's going to end up being Hatchet's Vermling Raider Red Guard, which is already set up. So Hatchet's going to go first. So we're going to do our move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the treasure. And we're going to do our attack of 2 against our Vermling Raider number 1 with a modifier of -1. So it's going to take 1 damage from Vermling Raider number 1. And then it is the Vermling Raider's turn. He is going to advance 1 space. Oh, no, wait, right. I always forget this whole thing. He's going to advance 0 spaces, and he's going to do an attack of -1. But seeing as he is not adjacent to anybody, he's not going to attack us. So it is now the Red Guard's turn. And we are going to do movement of 6, which means we're going to have to discard this card right away. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll come down here. And we're going to do an attack of 3 plus immobilize. So he is not going to be able to move next turn, which doesn't matter because he's probably going to attack us anyway. And we're going to do an attack of 3 -1. So he is going to be taking 2 damage. And now that's the end of the turn. We are going to pick up this treasure chest. which, as you can see down here, we need to reference the glossary for treasure number 14. Now, I believe these are on the back, like the back page here, or close to the back. Oh, down here. So, treasure number 4, gain 3 money tokens. It's not too bad. So we're going to gain 3 money tokens for our hatchet. That is 1, 2, 3. Our hatchet is apparently getting all the money. Our poor red guard's going to be poor. So we gained that end of the turn, and we are now into we need to do another short rest here because we only have 1 card left, and you have to be able to play 2 cards every turn. So that's going to go, and that's okay because we are going to finish this up this turn, so it's not a huge deal really what card gets discarded. Don't have to discard that because we didn't use it. Okay, so we discarded our attack 2 at range 3. That's okay, because we have an attack 3 at range 3, which we are going to hop into here. So we're going to just go for the 18 so we can get first. And that is our discard. And we're going to go... Oh, okay, well, I think we're going to go 14. We're going to have the red guard is going to be going first. That's actually pretty surprising. So it's going to be red guard, hatchet, and then Vermling Raider. Now this Vermling Raider should probably be scared right now, but that's okay. What we're actually going to do here is that the hatchet is more than likely going to kill that Vermling Raider. So we're going to use our movement of 3 in order to move the red guard up to this gold right here. And then we're not going to be able to attack because it's just adjacent, so that's going to be the end of the turn for that. Now our hatchet is going to do an attack of 3 at range of 3 against Vermling Raider number 1 with a modifier of +1, which means it is going to take 4 damage, which brings it up to 7 total damage. And that is going to kill the Vermling Raider, which ends the phase. Our red guard's going to get this 1 gold. And that is going to end the scenario. We have completed the scenario. So let's read out our conclusion. With the foul nest cleansed of those wretched creatures, you take your time searching every nook. Surely the city guard will want to know about this. It can't be safe to have vermlings tunneling through the walls. It's hard enough to fend off their raids as it is. Eventually, you do manage to find an unexpectedly large amount of gold under some rotten wooden boards. Sifting through the treasure, you also find a strange note. In crude scratchings, it details some business arrangement between the vermlings and someone by the name of Roland. Apparently, in exchange for supplying fresh corpses, Roland would pay the Vermling Raiders in gold. And judging by the amount here, the Vermlings managed to kill quite a few of people before you put an end to it. It's the best lead you have, so it's time to ferret out this Roland character after resting at the Sleeping Lion, of course. Rewards, 25 gold each, and the item shop is now open from items 1 to 13, as well as a new location, the Black Ship. Scenario number 3. So let's get all of our stuff back in here. We are going to go visit the shop since that is open. Now I do currently have pieces that are part of another campaign that we're doing. So some items may not be in the shop right now. I'm going to have to figure that one out. But we'll make a note of stuff so that we know what items we have. But we are actually going to need our things here because we're going to have to keep track of what we have. So this round, the hatchet gained 25 plus 5 gold that we acquired from treasure chests as well as gold spread across the map. And the red guard gained 25 gold plus 1 gold. So our red guard has 26 gold, and our Inox hatchet has 30 gold. And we are going to take a look at the shop, I guess. I'm going to grab the shop cards. We're going to take a look through the shop, see what items are there. We may not be able to use certain items, like I said, because they're in another thing, but I think that just makes the game more interesting. We're just going to have to limit what items we could use, which makes the game a bit more fun, if you ask me. So, just trying to get all these. God, the cards are so slippery. Trying to get these cards away. There we go. Okay. And we will pull out the shop. Okay, let us find the shop cards. I believe this is it here. And we have items 1 through 13 open, which is these guys. Oh, but not these. Is this? Oh, this is number 1. Okay, so these guys here is everything that we have open. This is stuff that we do not have open. So let's take a look through here and see if there's anything that we want to purchase. During your attack, gain advantage for the entire attacking action. Iron Helmet, when attacked, consider any ×2 attack modifier cards the enemy draws to be a 0 instead. That's actually not that bad. Any ×2s become a 0. That could definitely save you. During your turn, gain 1 shield for the rest of the round. When attacked before drawing attack modifier